Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Tuesday, May the 14th. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading. Horizontal lines opens. It was interesting. I received an email today, and the trader was asking me if I ever consider, I think this says market maker setups or just horizontal lines. And I just had to reply, it's just the lines. And I said, you already knew that. There's so many different ways to look at the market. Some are really simple, like horizontal lines, and others are complicated. And if you've been following my videos for a while, you know that if you look at my book reviews, I believe I did a book review on the Black Swan and then on Fooled by Randomness. And I suggest that you read those books because, see, a lot of times things will happen and we think the reason they happen was because of something we did or something we saw, and that we're a genius when it works out our way, when sometimes it's just basically dumb luck. I mean, think about it. You could do all the analysis in the world and just say, okay, this pair is going to move to this spot, and my analysis says it, so I'm going to, put the trade on. And then you win and you think you're smart. Somebody else just clicked the mouse the exact same time, the exact same pair, the exact same direction, and they also had a winning trade. Now, was it luck? Was it skill? See, that's where things get a little difficult. So I use, statistical analysis, frequency distributions, and that's how I decide to place my trade, because I know that statistically things are in my favor. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't, but it doesn't make me smart or anything. It's just how I do it. So I really try not to fool myself into thinking that, I'm some genius, when many times it just happens to be luck, right place at the right time, right direction. But the one thing that I won't leave to chance is the money and risk management. So I'll make sure that the downside's always covered, so I don't lose more than I'm willing to lose per the trade. Okay, we're looking at opens, but first we can see we have some gaps that still haven't filled. And here, close the open. You can see the distance prices moved off that weekly open. We're in the day 2 of this trading week. And you can see there's been some nice movement off the open. Here we've got a green day. See, it opened below the previous day's midpoint, shot through it, but came right back down. So once again, just using some, simple price analysis, you can see here price entered the previous day's upper wick zone but didn't break out on the upside, and then came here. So this is where, had you gone long, somewhere in here is where you take your profit, because you can see here price dipped into the lower wick zone, shot back in here. So right now we're looking at an inside bar for the day. We still have a few hours left in the day, about 5.5. So there's a chance price might leave, might break out at a previous high or previous low on the daily. And you can see here, once again, first day of the week. And you can see here the open for the first day of the week, or weekly open right there. And you can see once again how this is definitely a strong open line to make some pips. So price didn't close above it here, didn't close above it here, didn't close above it here, and didn't close above it there. So right here, it made a higher high, but it didn't make a higher high from here. So right here, when it cut back into this hour wick zone, this might have been a good place to put the trade on, or you could have waited for it to hit the weekly open line and then short from there and pick up your profit. Now, once again, somebody's going to go, oh, that's a hairy hindsight trade, but we'll just watch for the rest of the week, and we can look at some other pairs also and see how that weekly line is a very profitable place to place trades on. So you can think of it as the weekly buy zone. But when it comes to the week, I like to just take the line cross, because a lot of times they'll be pushing back and forth, 5-6 pips. It'll be, some people would say it'd be churning. So you just get in there, take your profit when you can. Just look at the wicks. They'll point the way. And we're below all the opens once again. And looks like we're going to stay that way for a while. Here's the ranges for the opening days of the month, and once again we are below all of those ranges. Inside bar trade, here we go. Once again, 4 days ago, poked in and came back out. Right now that trade's worth 19 pips. Previous day's open, we've already analyzed that, showed what happened, and once again you can see here, close the ones in magenta. These are all within the buy zone. Actually, I think I have it set for within 5 pips of the open, if I remember correctly, because this one's not highlighted, and this one's probably just a hair over 5 pips, and that's why it's in red. Or maybe I have it a little bit tighter than that. But usually I have it set for around 5. And the monthly, daily, weekly H1 highest opens, and then the monthly D1 highest and lowest opens. So you see here, there's the lowest D1 lowest open, H1 came in, price shot up through it, hit the weekly high one lowest open, which by the way, I do believe I've got that fixed here, because remember before it was sitting over here, so I went in, I think I saw the problem, had added 1 when I didn't need to the bars. Buy zone, we had the pivot above the buy zone, a good range, so we definitely had a long bias. Had you put your trade in either here, you might experience a little drawdown if you had a tight stop at a close below the open. Right there, you would have stopped out, but then if you got back in, it paid off. Once again, looking at the weekly open, failed to close above, failed to close above, failed to close above, failed to close above. That means price, if it's not closing above, it's going which way, sports fans? Down. You can see here, pro trade right back into the buy zone. See here, and it came back out. Rats, green rats are now eating cheese. Red rats have already been fed. We took out the pivot. You can see here's the weekly pivot that's already been taken out. Yesterday's pivot was taken out. And you can see the missed pivots have been taken out. We hit today's pivot. We still have a few missed pivots this month sitting right here. Actually, not a few, we have a couple of missed pivots for this month. Let's be a little more accurate with the English language. Let's see, what do we have here? Price action. Once again, simple horizontal line trades. 2 ball at the top. We had red at the line, red at the line. 1 ball at the bottom. Pro trades crossing the line. So this is interesting. This is the only green at the line that we actually have here. Wick zone. We've seen it in and out, in and out. Previous day's open, another open line. No tick chart, nothing really interesting at the moment. Just kind of waffling around that 90 level. Einstein line. You can see there was one short put on. And looking here at the monthly lines, opens, you can see where we are, above a month, 24 ago. Now if we switch to weeks, you can see we're below the last 24 weekly opens. Switch to days, and we're below all the daily opens. H4, a little more interesting. You can see here, once again, how these open lines are respected. Whoops. I keep messing up. Wind up accidentally pausing the video. Okay, here's a chart, another open chart showing the different session opens and plotting the lines. That indicators the 2015 TRO 2015 open difference. So you can see here, and there's also one where I call it my time, when I usually would start trading. And so these are the different opens. And once again, you can see how trading across these opens, and here's the weekly open. There's the London, there's the New York. You can see how using these simple horizontal lines, the opens for the sessions, you can use them and be profitable. Okay, for the week, 91 pip range. For the day, 82. Just looking at the ATR zone right here. Price got in it and it was rejected. This is just the weekly open buy zone right there. You can see how it once again played out. Now, as I mentioned before, I usually don't use the buy zone per se. I just would take the cross right here at the open. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But remember, I said a lot of times it'll waffle between 5 or 6 pips, and you can see how that happens. And that's why I'd rather take the trade at the line, shoot for a 5 pip profit, and then look and see what happens. Look at the previous wicks to tell me to either stay in the trade or take the money off the table, cash in the pips. Okay, fellow traders, that's it. Opens. We'll visit them a couple more days this week. If you have questions, I appreciate it. Oh, and if you can go out to Reddit and give me some karma points, I would appreciate it. And, down here at the bottom, click subscribe, hit the bell so you get the alert when I post new videos. And I would appreciate that. And just remember, as you're trading, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks.